Well, good morning, everybody, and also good afternoon to those that are joining us from the other side of the pond in Europe and the UK. Welcome to the virtual ScaleUP conference held on Evidence Day, the first day of ScaleUP Week. I'm Dr. Simon Raby, your host for today's event. I'm the founder of ScaleUP Week and the founding director of Growth Compass, a centre of excellence focused on evidence-based insights on business growth and scaling. Today, I'm speaking to you from Calgary, where I'm based at Mount Royal University's Institute for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Before we get started, I'd like to signpost Huddle. Huddle is our official event engagement app, seamlessly integrating the hybrid experience across the week. With Huddle, you can create your own agenda, see who is attending, meet new people, and win prizes for completing challenges. With Huddle, there's no need to download an app or log in. It's a web-based designed for mobile-first access and available on desktop. So the team here at ScaleUp Week will put that into the chat function for you, so you'll be able to click on there and follow along with the program. I want to just provide a little bit of background context to why did we start ScaleUp Week and why are we doing this from Western Canada? So the reality is Canada has a scale-up gap. While half of all startups endure beyond 8 years, only a mere 0.1% of small firms advance to the status of mid-sized enterprises, and only about 2% of mid-sized firms attain the status of being a large organization. Now, while Canada boasts the highest total early stage entrepreneurial activity, TEA as it's called, amongst advanced economies globally, we fall short in terms of the number of firms that successfully navigate what's often called the second valley of death to achieve growth and scale. The reality, growth is not continuous or sustainable. It's punctuated by episodes. The majority of companies would often be classed as one-hit wonders, with only about 10 to 15% of any company achieving a second significant growth episode in their lifetime. Now, this situation raises concern, particularly considering that in Canada, a staggering 99.8% of companies fall under the category of SME, small and mid-sized enterprises. And these SMEs make a significant contribution to GDP, employing around 2/3 of all private sector jobs. So while the importance of SMEs in the economy cannot be overstated, it's crucial to delve deeper into the reasons that lead startups to survive, but also to scale and grow, not just in Canada, but of course, across all economies. So ScaleUp Week includes 4 transformational days of strategies, insights, resources to propel companies, researchers, policymakers, and advisors to new heights in a dynamic marketplace. It coincides with a United Nations Micro, Small, and Medium-Sized Enterprise Day, encouraging support and empowerment of MNSEs worldwide. In terms of today's schedule, just to give you a sense, we are obviously with Evidence Day. Tomorrow, we're going to be moving to Ecosystem Day. And then on Wednesday, we're going to be at Practice Day. And on Thursday, there'll be the ScaleUp Garden Awards. We shift between being online and virtual, so you can join us for any activities during Evidence Day and Practice Day. And then we're going to be in person in Calgary for some internal city-based conversations for Ecosystem Day and the ScaleUp Garden Awards. I do want to thank our sponsors. I'd like to take this opportunity. Without them, this would not be possible. We have 24 diverse organizations that have come together with us that are passionate about supporting and championing growth and scale across Canada and beyond. What I'd like to do though first, before I move into the specific agenda, is invite Doug Holt, AVP for Capital Development at Alberta Innovate, to say a few words on behalf of Alberta Innovate Impact Action Lab, today's headline sponsor. So Doug, welcome to the session.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a good day and a warm welcome to you to this exciting multi-day conference focused on the vital role of scale-up companies within our ecosystem. It is a privilege to be here with you all, surrounded by innovators, thought leaders, and industry pioneers dedicated to fostering growth and success. As mentioned, my name is Doug Holt, and I am the AVP Capital Development for Alberta Innovates. And I'm happy to be here with you today to help open up ScaleUp Week and kicking off with Evidence Day. Scale-up companies are the unsung heroes of our economic landscape. They are the driving force behind job creation, innovation, and economic dynamism. Unlike startups, which are celebrated for their novelty and potential, scale-ups represent the critical transition from potential to reality. They are the companies that have moved beyond the initial startup phase, demonstrating not just survival, but the capability to grow sustainably and rapidly. Their success is instrumental in strengthening our economies, and their impact resonates far beyond their individual achievements. Understanding what makes these companies succeed and helping them navigate the infamous second valley of death is crucial. The second valley of death refers to the phase where a company has moved beyond the initial startup phase, but struggles to achieve growth, that sustained growth. It's a period fraught with challenges such as market expansion, operational scaling, and maintaining a competitive edge. This phase demands more than just a great idea, but robust business models, sustainable competitive advantages, strategic planning, and often a significant amount of financial and managerial resources. To navigate this treacherous phase, it's essential to understand the factors that contribute to a company's ability to scale. These include strong leadership, access to capital, a deep understanding of the market, and the ability to attract and retain talent. Companies that successfully scale often benefit from a supportive ecosystem that includes mentors and networks and access to resources to help them overcome these hurdles. Creating environments that foster the development of more scale-up companies requires a concerted effort from all stakeholders: government, private sector, academia, and the entrepreneurial community. We must build ecosystems that provide comprehensive support for scale-ups, including access to funding and mentorship and market opportunities, policies that encourage innovation, reduce bureaucratic hurdles, and provide incentives for growth that can make a significant difference. And moreover, fostering a culture of collaboration and knowledge sharing is paramount. Events like this conference play a critical role in bringing together the diverse minds to share insights, challenges, and success stories. By learning from each other, we can identify best practices and avoid the common pitfalls and create supportive networks that champion the growth of scale-ups. Alberta Innovates operates as a catalyst and a convener for our province's tech growth and tech sector. We provide funding programs and initiatives in support of key areas like digital health, artificial intelligence, clean resources, and technologies as such. The entrepreneurial space in particular is another area of focus for us, and our entrepreneurial investments team works to service a dynamic landscape of startups navigating the scale-up journey. From the impactful support of our technology development advisors and regional innovation networks to our Scale-Up and Growth Accelerator program, we're embedded in the ecosystem, and we deeply invest in the success of our builders and our doers. The Scale-Up Gap Impact Action Lab is a group that has worked together around our accelerator program, founded on the ideas of entrepreneurial fellowship and an enhanced level of connectivity and support for our startups along the scale-up journey for our province. We identified a gap in support along the scale-up journey that was failing our startups, known commonly as the Valley of Death. We sought to remedy it, and we brought 5 global accelerators to the province with the sole purpose of bridging that gap, providing the support and the resources that result in more connected, more resilient, and higher ceiling startups and founders. ScaleUp Week and events like it bring our ecosystem together to better understand what we're building here in Alberta, and so we can work closely with others doing that. Executive Director Dr. Catherine Graham and our Impact Action Lab have done some novel work engaging the impact and effectiveness of our accelerator program, and I think this community will be fascinated by the work. We're beginning to measure and articulate the ripple impact of our ecosystem support is having, and we're articulating how to build programs and infrastructure to achieve that impact. So with that, I am happy to see opportunities like ScaleUp Week come together and discuss these ideas, and I would like to thank Dr. Simon Raby for being such a strong advocate for them. Thanks everyone, enjoy the day, and I look forward to learning. Over to you, Simon.
Thanks a lot, Doug. Thank you for that kind introduction, and great to have you kick us off. Also great to have the Impact Action Lab at Alberta Innovates involved with this particular activity. I know that they're very passionate about the evidence base and understanding how that evidence base can help to build world-class scale-up and growth ecosystems. Catherine Graham, Dr. Catherine Graham will be with us later. Catherine will actually be facilitating session number 6, focused on scale-up and growth ecosystems, and will also join us for concluding remarks at the end of the day. So look forward to spending time with Catherine as the day moves on. What I wanted to do just before we move into our first session is to give you a bit of a rundown of the agenda. Now, this is all accessible through Huddle, and you'll also see this within the Zoom platform when you join the individual sessions. So we kick off, first of all, with a session on what is scaling. We really need to understand more about how scaling is defined. And based upon those definitions, why does it matter? Why does it matter how we look at high growth and scaling, etc., for policy, but also practice? We're going to then welcome Veronique, who's going to debunk some scale-up myths for us. So what are those factors of success that organizations can take on board and take to heart when they're building and growing their organization? We're then going to delve deeper into scale-up and growth programming. There are a range of different programs that support companies to achieve growth and scale globally. But how do they currently work, and what is it about them that makes them particularly successful for organizations, all participants and leaders? Then we'll move to a conversation about internationalization. How do you scale from a region? For a lot of organizations, ensuring they don't get locked in with their business models to their region is important. So moving beyond, moving international, going global is a key part of that. Then we'll have a conversation about talent. Massive challenge with scaling organizations is getting the right people, bringing in the right skills. And then finally, as I mentioned, Catherine Graham will join us for ecosystems. We'll talk more around how to build a winning scale up and growth ecosystem. And this obviously wouldn't have been possible without the speakers from a range of organizations that we have today. So thanking them all for contributing their time and their expertise as we run through the session. What I want to do just before we move to the first session is also speak to you about what we call the 3P model. Basically, there are different perspectives that panelists are going to bring based upon whether they're professors, whether they're policymakers, or whether they're practitioners. We value the diverse perspectives that each of these roles brings to the sessions. Professors contribute with their extensive research and academic knowledge, offering evidence-based insights and theoretical frameworks that guide best practices. In addition to supporting the scale-up of companies, they excel in contextualizing complex concepts and trends. Policymakers, on the other hand, are instrumental in shaping frameworks, policy instruments, and regulations that incentivize and influence the fostering of world-class ecosystems. They provide insights to governments and strategies around the different policies that can impact scaling up and growth. And finally, practitioners bring hands-on experience and practical wisdom from the field. They share real-world challenges and successes, providing grounded perspectives on what works. Often our speakers can embody more than one of these roles, and so you'll see that many speakers will speak to all 3 of those components, but some may lean into one or the other. And the importance is that they're fostering a diverse discussion and conversation that bridges theory, policy, and practice today.